Hey, and thank you for joining me where I will be going through Meetup's acquisition event lifecycle stage. And I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. And this resembles an actual sign up process within their mobile app. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it from left to right. So from left, this is where the sign up process starts. And to the far right, this is where it ends. And from left to right, there's certain events that they can fire to the analytics platform. And I'll also tell you exactly what some of these event properties or event values could hold and how they can make use of that to segment their data. Great, so let me get started here. Before I get started with the first step of the sign-up process, I just want to highlight something that's crucial for any brand, especially someone like Meetup, and that's something called web and mobile app installation attribution. So what you want to do here is, and this is specifically, this one is focused on a mobile app installation attribution process. So there's third-party vendors out there, someone like Churn, AppsFlyer, Branch, that do help companies to attribute installations back to marketing channels and marketing sources. So if you install one of the SDKs on your app and you create a deep link within some of the platforms, you could share it on your marketing sources or channels. And when a user installs your app, you could tie those app installations back to marketing channels and sources. Great feature for any marketing specialist or marketing team. So it's crucial for Meetup to do exactly that. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time to tie back mobile app installations back to the marketing source and channel. And again, if you can't tie this back to the correct channel, you're not going to know how to spend your money wisely. So great. So that's going to be the first event that we can fire into their analytics platform or to the analytics platform. And then if I go into the actual app, so once I've installed the app and I've opened it on my phone, I get presented with their first splash screen. It looks like this. You just quickly move this over. And their first screen asks for a click on the sign up button. So the trigger condition here is, so when I click on the sign up button, I could fire an event called sign up started. And once I click on that, I get taken to the next screen, which is the second step in the sign up process. And what happens here is I can make two selections. I can click on enable location to enable my current location, or I could select not to enable my location. So if I click on enable location, it would fire the event called sign up location enabled. If I select not now, it will also fire sign up location enabled as an event. But the difference here is, so there will be a Boolean function here. So how this works is, if I tick enable location, or if I click that, it will push a value of true. So you could say event property is enabled location, and the value that you want to push is either true if they've selected enable location, or false if they've selected not now. And if I go over to the next step in the sign up process, step 3, this is where the user can, again, they can either enable their current location as it is the case for the previous screen, or I can actually search for my city. So once I've completed the search of my city, an event will fire to Meetup's analytics platform. And this event could be called sign up location searched. And whatever I've searched in this box here, I can push some of these values back to Meetup's analytics platform. So if I search for New York or California or Cape Town or whatever the case may be, that event property value will get pushed to Meetup's analytics platform of choice. If I select current location, it will once again, it will be that enabled location event property that will either be true or false if I haven't selected that. Then I'll go over to the next step in the process. This is where the user needs to confirm their location. So Meetup actually presents me with a result. Great, we found 514 meetups near you. If I'm happy with that result, I can click on continue. And once I've clicked on continue, it will fire an event called sign up, location confirmed. Great. So that will take me to the next screen in the sign up process, which is the category page. So yeah, the user needs to confirm or select some of the main categories that they are interested in. So if I select outdoors and adventure, tech, health and wellness, the event will fire when I continue to the next step. And the event could be called something like sign up, interest, main category selected. And whatever I've selected here, you can push that as event properties and values to Meetup's analytics platform. So if the event property could be called main category preference. And if I select tech and family, that will get pushed as a string value to Meetup's analytics platform, where they can slice and dice the info according to what users have selected as a category preference. The great thing about pushing these values to your analytics platform, so in Meetup's case, it will help them to construct their automated messages or emails to include or target some of these categories of interest. So if I've selected family and health, once I've completed this process, Meetup will probably send me an email that is targeted towards family and health groups that I can join in my area. So it will be great for Meetup to ensure that they push this to their platforms. It's just, while you're at it, you might as well just give yourself enough capabilities or power as a marketing team and a product team to nail your messaging. And if you we all know the power of personalization in marketing. So if I've selected all my categories here and I click next, it will fire the event called sign up, interest, main category selected. This will take me to the next step, which is where I need to select subcategories. And this will be a similar case as the main category. So I'll select all the different subcategories of interest. And once I've made my choice here and I click on next to continue to the next step, it will fire an event called sign up, interest, subcategory selected. And whatever I've selected here will get pushed as event properties and values to Meetup's analytics platform of choice. And again, as I've said, this is a great tool for marketers and product analysts to help grow their product and to nail their marketing output. This takes me to the second last step in the sign-up process, which is where I can select groups of choice or groups that's been presented to me. And I can select this, let's say I select Slack Packing South Africa and Trial Run in Cape Town. And I click next. It will fire an event called sign up, joined groups. And whatever groups I've joined here, you could push the event properties and values to Meetup's analytics platform. And again, it will help Meetup's marketing teams and product teams see exactly which groups are popular amongst first users or first sign or new users to their app. If I select that and I click next, the event will fire, and that will bring me to the last step in the sign up completed process. And there's various things that they can track here. So you can see there's various authentication types. I can do it through Facebook. I can do it through Google. I can do it through a normal email. And then if you select one of those, it will take you lower down on the page, I think, where you can add in more personal details. So this is basically a sign up form. So once the user have selected all their options here, it will fire an event called sign up completed, and they will get served a verification message on the screen to confirm that they've been signed up successfully. And you can see here, there's going to be many options: first name, last name, email, age, gender. Those are all event properties or actually user properties and traits that Meetup can push to their analytics platforms. This is a great way to basically analyze users on an individual basis, because I can go into a unique or specific user and I can tie all the events that took place prior to this last step, and I can see exactly what they have done or where they got stuck within the sign-up process. So I'll show you a sheet that I've created now, just to show you what values you can push as user traits or people properties. So just to quickly recap on that. So you can see there's about 9 steps within Meetup sign-up process. And if they set it up correctly, it will allow them to see exactly where in the sign-up process people get lost or where they abandon. So for instance, if I don't want to continue here and I abandon the app, it will show up in Meetup's analytics platforms. If they've set up sign-up funnels, it will show them exactly what percentage of users landed on this screen and what percentage of users continued onto the next step of the sign-up process. And if they see there's a high drop-off rate between step 4 and 5, it's actually something that they can work on, with their product team to ensure that they stop the leakage of users abandoning between these 2 steps. It will also allow them to calculate or measure what percentage of users do complete the entire sign-up process. If they see that 80% of our users are completing the sign-up process, it's a great indication that this sign-up process is a seamless process and it's working for them. If they see that only 20% of users complete the sign-up process, so 20% of the people or 100% of people do install the app, 70% might only open the app to trigger this first screen. But out of the 70% of users, only 10 or 15% of them do complete the sign-up process and trigger the sign-up completed event. That indicates a big problem in their sign-up process. And then they can go in and see, okay, great, where do we need to shorten this sign-up process, if need may be, or where can we tweak it to make it more relevant for our new sign-up users. So let me just quickly bring up the template that you also have access to, just so I can show you how you will plot this or populate this once you have scrutinized your app, your sign-up process. So you can see here in the F column, the event name, there's all the different steps in the sign-up process that I've just gone through. So sign-up started, location enabled, location search, location confirmed, up until the sign-up completed event. I've also included the trigger conditions that I just kind of walked through in the previous screen. There's also some videos that you can analyze. It's a video that I've recorded for each and every event within the sign-up stage or process. So you can click on the link here to view that video. And I also show you what type of event properties and values and user traits Meetup can push to their analytics platform for every single event that takes place. I'm not going to go into too much detail on how to use this tracking plan and what all these events actually indicate or what they mean. We do have a link within this article that you can click on, and you will have access to a full bundle or a full video that will show you how this tracking plan or template works and how you can set it up for your business. And this brings me to the end of this video. Again, go through your app's sign up process or your acquisition stage and wrap your head around some of the events you want to push and some of the values you want to push to your analytics platform, and then plot it down or record it within a tracking plan that looks something like this. And once you've collected all the stuff here in this tracking plan, you can hand it over to your development team, and they will ensure that these events will fire within your live environment and it will be collected in your analytics platform of choice. This is applicable, this tracking plan is applicable, or it will be adaptable for any type of analytics platform. You could push this to Google Analytics, you can push it to Segment, Amplitude, Mixpanel, you can even push it to a raw data structure or data warehouse. So again, it's a flexible thing, and make use of this example to create or populate your own tracking plan for the acquisition user lifecycle stage within your app. Thank you.